Hi, this is Anwar. We're here with the mother, the individual that played the mother in the film, Visions of Yvette. Can you tell us a little bit more about your role as the mother in the film?
Well, obviously, once you see the film, you know that this was a mother who really cared about her daughter and was very surprised when her daughter took a turn for the worse, and it was completely out of character and the way she was raised. So I think her mother was in a state of denial for a while, not recognizing what she was really seeing in her daughter, and didn't want to face the truth. And then it was brought to her face, and she didn't know how to handle it. But she still cared deeply for her daughter and tried to get her help. But unfortunately, Yvette was not ready to accept help for her addiction and how her life had gone awry. But I don't think her mother ever gave up hope that Yvette would come back and realize that life is worth living in a much more spiritual way than she had been. And I think it was the mother's hope that the church could help her daughter see the light and get into recovery. But the film gave a glimpse of that, possibly as a potential. But I think the mother was devastated that her baby had turned out like this and just really didn't know what to do about it. It was a wonderful role to play. It was a lot of emotion that was involved in it, and I thoroughly enjoyed working on it. And I think the film just came out beautifully, and Patrick had a story to tell, and he told it very well. And I'm just thrilled with my co-actors. The leads were just phenomenal in the film, and I just feel honored to have been working with them.
Right. And could you relate to the role? I mean,
well, I think I'm not a mother myself.
Okay.
But I am the aunt of 8 people, from 7 years to 21 years old. So,
okay.
And I've been involved in their lives pretty closely for all those years, and I love them with all my heart, and I can definitely relate to the feeling of loss or fear for your child, what might happen. Absolutely. I think I don't think you have to be a mom in order to relate to love, because you have love in any other relationship, but especially for a mom, the sense of protection. And I'm the oldest of 4 girls in my family, so I was always protecting my little sisters, and I think that came into play here. I felt a very strong sense of wanting to protect my daughter, and I still do at this moment right now.
Yeah.
After having seen the film, I'm still in that character to some degree.
And like, was it difficult or trying and playing a role like this, or?
Well, I think the most important thing, the fact that I have very little experience, made me concerned about doing a good job.
Right.
And portraying something accurately and making sure that the feeling was honest and came across well. So that would be the only thing that was difficult for me, just my own self-doubt, I suppose you would say. Otherwise, there was so much emotion there that was easy, in a way. When there's intensity, it's in a way a little easier to portray that, perhaps, than maybe a less intense role or less intense scenes. So I didn't have difficulty in dealing with the material anyway. Just as many actors are, I suppose, a concern about their performance and especially when I have so little experience. That was my biggest concern. I wanted to do a good job for Patrick and for the film, and I knew how hard they were working, and I wanted to make sure that I came up to par, at least somewhat.
And that's a good segue to my next question, as far as like we talked about the intensity, like that one scene where you and Yvette you were trying to stop your daughter from or Yvette from fleeing with her son.
Yes.
Because you had found out that she was a prostitute.
Yes.
I mean, like, can you talk about that scene? Like, How was it? Was that one take or was that like multiple takes?
I did that scene probably 5 or 6 times, and at the same level of intensity each time. And the director does that to get different angles and views, so I had to relive that each time, and it was exhausting in a way at the end because it is so intense. But I thoroughly enjoyed doing that as an actor, and because I felt the emotion as her mother. I was so distraught over the realization that my daughter could possibly be a prostitute. That was just, something I couldn't even fathom as that character. And so the emotion came very easily.
Okay. And was this your first time seeing the overall total picture?
Yes, it was.
And what did you think of it?
I was very impressed. I thought Patrick told a story from beginning to end very compellingly, and there was so many levels within the film, so many issues that were brought to the forefront, so many complex feelings, emotions, social issues.
Right.
Just amazing that he was able to capture all that in one film, in my opinion, and I was thrilled to see it.
And lastly, how was it working with Patrick and the other cast members?
It's just a piece of cake. There's just, I can't imagine a better, easier. The first time I worked with Patrick, the first time I ever did any acting on film, I had no lines, and I was playing a victim, actually, of a theft.
Take this down, I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay.
And it was the easiest thing I ever did in my life, and I went, there's something to this. And Patrick, as a director, is very calm, very speaks very little, and when he does speak, it's direct and to the point, and he gives great direction. He lets you know what he needs, but he lets you take your own way as an actor. And he's just a pleasure. And Brian and the rest of the cast, I'm totally blown away by everybody's performance and the fact that they were able to bring this to this venue and get this all happening is just huge to me. Just huge. I'm just so thrilled.
I think it was a good showing too. Good outing.
I'm so grateful to all to all our friends, family, and people who came out to see the show. It was just so fulfilling for all of us that we had this incredible response, and our hearts are just filled with just love for everybody who came and supported us.
Thank you so much for your time.
It's my